which are my top rides of 2023. It's that time of year again when I look back on the best of 2023. In this video, I pick out my top 5 rides of the year. This year was special because I went on 2 international trips. They figure prominently in my favorite rides, but there's still a couple of local ones that make the list. Stick around until the end to see my favorite. So let's get started. Number 5, Northern Vancouver Island Beach. I've done this run out to the northern end of Vancouver Island many times, but it never gets old. The riding is not technical, but distance between fuel and supplies are long, and the roads can be a web of confusion. So you need to take care of the planning. You also need a good attitude on the weather. It is iffy. This trip was drizzly, and that makes it challenging, but also keeps the number of people down.
If I can get down here.
The payoff is a West Coast beach camping experience like no other. And that pushes it onto this list. Number 4, Mina El Gizal. Mina El Gizal is in Hidalgo province, Mexico, about 120 kilometers due east of the tourist town of San Miguel de Allende. It has been called one of the most dangerous roads in the world, for good reason. You first need to ride the mountain twisties of the Sierra Madres Oriental around San Joaquin, and then descend down into the Riverbed Road and through the Cañon Las Angostura. Shortly after that, you come to Mina El Mesquite, the reason for this treacherous road. You start your climb in this talcum powdered dust, switching back and forth across the face of the mountain, playing a terrifying game of hide and seek with the very large dump trucks. You climb 1,000 feet in half a kilometer. It is spectacular. Number 3. Vietnam Water Day. The Vietnam trip sprang out of my research last Christmas to find the world's top adventure motorcycle tours. It did not disappoint. From Hanoi's cacophony to the Chinese border waterfalls to huge cave systems, Vietnam has a lot to see. Its roads are scooter-sized and unforgettable, as are the rock formations. One of our last days there, we crossed multiple rivers, even running down one. The road for locals unremarkable in their world. We ended up beside a beautiful lake with a boat tour to end the day. Number 2, the Cornwall Fire Lookout. This ride incorporates a favorite from last year's list, the Anderson Lake High Line over to Lillooet. On day 2, we headed north, then down through Marble Canyon to Hat Creek Road. We tried the northern approach to Cornwall Fire Tower, but were stymied by a very steep, scrabbly grade. We diverted to Cache Creek and tried again from the south. We found a stunning campsite at Three Sisters Wreck Site. Then, at 3 a.m. the following morning, did a spectacular ride up to the Cornwall Fire Lookout, to be there in time for the sunrise. I bitched all the way up, but it was worth the cold. It was a stunner. 6,677 feet up, with amazing vistas all the way around. And I got a chance to rescue Ken, who is a much better rider than me. Some days you get it all.
What's that?
Number 1 on my list for 2023, Copper Canyon. Barrancas del Cobre, as the Mexicans name it, is world-renowned, and for good reason. It is about 230 kilometers southwest of the state capital of Chihuahua, in the Sierra Madre Occidental mountain range. I was coming from the south, so I got fuel, grub, and cash, as there is no internet in the canyon, in Guachochi. There is a paved road that connects Creel and Batopiles, which is the wildest paved road I've ever ridden. It descends into Copper Canyon with jaw-dropping views and some really sketchy workarounds over landslides and monumentally sized fallen rocks. In the bottom of the canyon is the delightful 19th century mining town of Batopiles and the biker-friendly Hotel Juanita, where you can roll your precious bike through the living room into a delightfully secure and picturesque courtyard. My room was right on the river. The next day was a far more challenging ride to Urique, also in the bottom of the canyon. What I had not realized was that you climb all the way up and out of the canyon and then descend all the way back down.
That is Batopiles. All the way down there. Yikes!
Urique has its own charms, including a delightful hostel, Entre Amigos, right beside the river, with a lovely kitchen right down on the riverfront. There it is, my top 5 rides of 2023. What do you think? Have you done any of these rides? Did they make your top 5 list? Where would you add to the list? Let me know. And now for 2024, get out and ride.